Oh boy. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this one. Miramax! Oh.
Can she ever really perform again? It's been a decade.
And what else is she gonna do?
I don't know.
Is this the same woman from Get Out? Oh, that's sad. That was a very effective way of showing the cycle of her life and what she's missing because of taking care of her mom.
Anton, Paloma, it's Charlotte Wilmore. Yes, it's me. Hi.
Shanghai, where the prices are shang low. Very tight storytelling. Off to a good start. That's a look. Whoa, buddy.
The Backoff Academy in Boston, founded by my grandfather Emile in 1927, is quite frankly the premier private music facility for young cellists in the world. And each year we teach hundreds of day students in Massachusetts, but only a select handful are given the opportunity, privilege really, to reside and study at the Academy, which is why I'm so excited that the winner tonight will receive a 4-year live-in scholarship to Backoff. Now, the fact that my most prized protege, Elizabeth Wells, one of the best young cellists on the planet, will be judging tonight's final concert is testament to just how talented these 3 young ladies are. For 4 glorious years, I trained Charlotte Wilmore at Backoff. Charlotte was a rare and gifted talent, poised for the type of greatness achieved by very few. But then, as all of you know, Charlotte's beloved mother, Ruth, got sick. Charlotte put her career on hold, went back home to care for her mother. This is the heart of Charlotte. I mean, I'm sorry, am I the luckiest man in the world? I don't even drink, and I feel giddy drunk. My 2 most perfect students together. Oh my goodness, right, gotta get this thing started.
Such a big fan. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I've downloaded all of your music, and that New York Times Magazine profile last month of you, those photos of you were amazing. And the way...
I was 9 when I first saw you perform. You were 14 and everything I wanted to be. My idol. Please don't be nervous around me, Charlotte. I'm just so happy to finally meet you.
We've actually met once before.
We have?
It was the day you were leaving Backoff. Your mom had just had her stroke, and you had all your bags packed, and I was just entering, and I was nervous and excited, and I saw you. My hero.
Do you ever think about leaving?
Backoff? It's my family. I can never.
Never.
No, never.
You sure about that?
We were just scouting in Hunan.
Oh, it can't be that.
I sure hope not. You know how Anton likes to find his proteges in remote places. Hunan, Cambodia,
Minnesota.
Tampa.
I was just telling Jeffrey and Theus that I was hoping that we could convince you to play 1 short piece, please.
Only if you can convince Charlotte to play second cello with me.
My goodness, yes.
Yes, my good. Hey, yes, hey, now, hey, yes, you, huh? What you want? Doesn't matter. Yes, make it happen. It's in my mind. I see it happening. It's happening. Do it.
Cello duet number 3?
Oh, yes, perfect.
I know you still know it.
It's a dream come true.
Izzy, I'm an amateur now.
You have been and always will be the person who makes my heart skip a beat when you play.
That's true passion if just like doing the thing that you love turns you on. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, the way you were solving those equations. Oh! You know, I love that.
I've never met anyone like you before. I mean, we're so different.
And yet, we're more alike than it may seem.
Oh, they both have that tattoo. Weird.
Are you as hungover as I am?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm out of practice on the binge drinking. That Chinese vodka is brutal.
Do you want some ibuprofen?
Please.
Hell yeah, with the ibuprofen.
My head
I
is
don't take
throbbing.
pills, but when I do,
50 of them.
I take Dos Equis and also ibuprofen because that's what we're talking about.
Are you sure you're okay? You look like you're struggling.
Honestly, I feel like shit.
Okay, well, are you sure you want to do this? We could just go back to the hotel for the day and order pay-per-view and you could get your head right.
No, I only have 2 weeks. I don't want to waste any of it.
Okay, well, don't die. I am somebody who gets afraid of going to other places that I could get a disease from. So I feel like I would go somewhere really remote just to, you know, dive deep into a different culture. But then when they tried to feed me, I'd be like, no, 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 no. Ugh.
It's like a fire in my head. It's so crazy.
Do you want some water?
Yeah. Here you go.
Ugh. Yeah, something's not right. Why is it so yellow?
Okay. Are those bugs? Are those fucking bugs?
I didn't see bugs when she first threw up.
You have to help us find a doctor.
Oh, okay. Whoa, whoa. Maybe grab her. Maybe physically grab her. Physically take your body and grab her. Maybe. Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, that would freak me out. More if it was me that was like having the problem. But I also like a really level-headed person too, so I don't know. There's something about this just is not right.
Something is wrong. Something is wrong with me.
Lizzie, I know. That's why we need to get you help.
No, but I'm dying. Don't you understand?
No, I don't understand that.
I'm dying. I'm dying. It's inside of me. It's fucking inside of me.
You did this, Charlotte. I don't trust you.
What the fuck is inside of you? They're in your hand. You have to get them out, Lizzie. Lizzie, you have to stop it. It's inside of you. You have to stop it. What is inside of you? Help me. Help me. Help me, Charlotte. You know what you have to do.
Why did she just happen to have that? Oh, is this gonna be a now see what happened situation? Yeah, okay. Okay, I mean, the hallucinations I caught on to, but...
What is that? Hair of the dog?
It's the best cure. We're on vacation, right?
Spectacular, isn't it? Converted from a chapel nearly 100 years ago. Based on the Musikverein in Vienna. Zhang Li, come here. Come up here. Come on, come on. Okay, now stand right here, right here. And I want you to sing a note. A sharp. Sing. Doesn't that sound incredible? I believe this to be the most acoustically perfect room I've ever been in.
It's beautiful.
And very few students are invited to play here. It takes years and years of intense practice. But the best, the very best, Lizzie, for example, Charlotte Wilmore before her. If you are as exceptional as they are and Zhang Li, I believe you may be, well, then you can have the chance to perform here. And then you can have the chance for greatness.
I'd feel weird about leaving my child with that. Like, first of all, your teachers, get your hand off her. You know what I mean? Like, I would just feel strange about that. But then again, I understand if, like, you know, she's there on scholarship, so that the parents don't necessarily have enough money to say, well, we're just going to stay in hotels nearby to keep an eye on you.
Hello, who is it?
I wouldn't do that. I have a buzzer for a reason.
Please?
You don't answer, I don't see you.
Hello? What the hell happened to your aunt?
The police tried to help me, but I'm the one who took the pills. I'm the one who shot my own hand up. Once I woke up in the hospital and once the drugs were out of my system and I could think clearly again, Charlotte was already out of the country.
I still can't understand. Why? Why would she do this?
Because she's a jealous fucking bitch.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do to somebody if they took my passion from me like that. Because I'm not somebody who would be like, well, I can just continue, you know, pursuing my passion in a different way. That's... I don't think that's me. I think I might be the person that's like, bitch, I will bury you if you ever make your way back to this side of the planet. I'll be like Harry Potter and Voldemort. Flip both of us off that bridge.
I have nowhere to go.
We found you a place. By the museum right next to Central Avenue T Station.
We'll pay for it. Pay for all of it. Pay for your rehabilitation.
But I can still be useful, Anton. I can teach. Music is my life.
Look at us. You know what this is? How we work here. We have Theus and Jeffrey. We don't need any more teachers.
But I can conduct, then I can compose. Fuck, I'll scrub the toilets. Just don't shut me out. Please. Anton, if you accept me, the music world will accept me. Don't you understand that? You have that power. Do not discard me!
Lizzie, this is a music conservatory, not a convalescent home.
I'm so mad for you, Lizzie. Ooh, Lizzie, I'd get back at him for you. I'd get back at him on your behalf, Lizzie. Lizzie, I back you, baby. Whatever you decide, I'm with you. All right. I got it. Telepathy through the screen. Minneapolis. Or Minneapolis. I just added lots of letters to that don't exist. Two of the most prominent roles I've seen her in has her awkwardly handling food. In this, it was tomatoes. In Get Out, it was cereal. Oh, tase a bitch! Get her! Ha 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 ha! Ooh, Charlotte, you should have thought twice before you wove that web. They're like, isn't our life so privileged? Oh, wait.
This is hard, but I thought I made myself clear. You just can't be here.
Because I had nothing you wanted. Now I do.
What are you talking about?
So I can come home?
I wasn't jealous. I was trying to help her.
By cutting off her hand?
I saw her picture in a magazine. I saw the tattoo on her back. the same as mine. I knew how she got it. I knew what she had to do to get it. And I knew she was brainwashed just like I was until my mom got sick and I had to go home. So I reached out and came back into your lives.
Came back why? Came back why, Charlotte?
To help save her.
Save her from what?
From you.
You got that tattoo because you were ready to play in this chapel. You got that tattoo because you were the very best.
Yes, I know.
And if you're not the very best, if you insult me and Theus and Jeffrey with your mistakes,
I discredit the Academy
why?
because I was prepared for the perfection and failed.
So what does that mean? So what happens now?
No.
Yes, what happens now? What happened to me? What happened to Theus and Jeffrey? And every one of the chosen who failed.
We pay the price.
You pay the price.
Now that was some tasty subversion. Because the whole time I'm like, I know what's going to happen. But they took so long building up to it that at first I was like, no, this is not what I thought. And then it was what I thought.
Tonight, Charlotte, after so many years, you shall...
Ugh, and the sound design too. Like you could hear him taking his clothes off right before the reveal.
You know what you did to me.
And you know, it helped you become the rare talent that you were.
I was a child. Lizzie was a child. We were children.
You were students who achieved greatness, just as my grandfather envisioned, just like my father taught me.
We don't have to keep hearing you say, hey, just like it happened to all of us.
If you achieve the perfection, which is what's expected of you this evening, well then, you can go. I'm a taskmaster, yes, but not a monster. But if you should make a mistake, even miss one minor note, well, it won't be you who pays the price.
Come.
Oh, shit.
Zhang Li, you are a very lucky girl.
That was definitely a mistake. Because the camera went like shunk.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
Did you really think I was gonna make her pay for your mistake? She needs her years of training. She needs to be invited to perform for us as a vessel of God. She needs her tattoo. I'm not some random pervert. Just having a little fun.
This won't hurt as bad as cutting your own hand off, but I'll do my best to come close. What you said on the side of the road. You were right.
I mean, I appreciate that she was right, but she could have been right in a way that allowed you to go on and continue your career away from the people that terrorized you. Just saying.
I had to save you.
No, Lizzie, he never loved you. He never loved me. He never gave a shit about any of us. They tortured us and pretended it was an education, pretended it was some kind of higher calling, but it was just rape, Lizzie. They raped me and they raped you. And the next time you need Anton most, he will not be there for you. I promise you that, but I will be. I will be there.
Anton.
Is the child asleep?
She should just fall down right there to be perfect. Give me that perfect shot of her not even... Oh. Guys. Come on. Only one thing I asked of you. Everything else has been so great.
What's going on?
She ruined you. No, she opened my eyes.
For the record, no one out there ever opened my eyes by drugging me until I hallucinate enough to chop off my own arm, thank you. You know, show me a documentary or something. Oh, God! Oh, Lord! Huh. Okay, so first off, the only thing I heard about this before watching it was that it's so gory and gross, but I think it had the perfect amount of gore, pun intended, and I really enjoyed it. You know, not since Gone Girl, which was a great film, though infuriating in ways this wasn't, but not since that have I seen a movie so unabashedly forward with its intent to subvert. You know, and I like movies like that, even if after a certain point, you know a twist is coming, because it's still fun to see how everything plays out, and I think that's the perfection strong point. Like, not the flashbacks explaining things that were obvious after the fact, but the engaging way it moved forward from twist to twist. You know, I don't want to say it was believable, but within the context of the world it built, tonally, everything fit. And it was always teetering on the edge of feeling almost like a farce, like it was comically absurd, yet also deftly real. And I think it shifted seamlessly between the two throughout. Now, it did grow progressively more absurd, just not in a way that made me say, okay, this is just stupid now. And that's a delicate balance to strike. In fact, the first duet they played had this similar duality to it, where it was both measured and chaotic in a way that was foreboding, but also cathartic. Like that one musical piece told the story of the rest of the film, at least in terms of Charlotte and Lizzie's dynamic. And I can see why people took it as an allegory for an eating disorder. You know, I may have drawn that parallel too, in light of the emphasis on like food and consumption and purging, but yeah, this isn't the type of movie I feel like diving that deep into, just because it's interesting enough taken at face value, and it's relatively refreshing in its brash kind of presentation of certain themes. From a technical standpoint, and in terms of craft, I thought it was a relatively well-made film. You know, the actors were all great, though each one of them kind of excelled more in delivering in certain areas than they did in others, but they were all still good. A lot of it was standard direction, you know, like the framing of the cook butchering meat with the cleaver next to Charlotte's head and her smiling. There were more subtle things that were executed very well, like, again, the sound cues in the flashback before Anton came out naked, which was just like, what? His dingly dong! And there were things that could have double meaning, like, you know, when Lizzie was sick on the bus, she kept saying, I'll be good, I'll be good. And, you know, within the context of the scene, she obviously meant she was going to be okay, But within the context of the story, it was like she regressed back to her childhood at the Institute, like promising she'll be good, that she'll perform as expected, with that desperate fear of failing Anton in her voice. And there were some other things that made it more entertaining, like considering that these drugs that were distancing her from reality were actually bringing her closer to it, sort of, kind of. The chapel being beneath the Institute was kind of cliche on one hand because bad things are always down, like either literally as in down in the basement, or figuratively like, you know, the criminal underbelly, like the underness of a thing. But on the other hand, it was poetic because it was a chapel. So there was a religious framing, like finding heaven down in hell, you know, and all of them being like angels who'd fallen from grace. The backlit circle reminded me of paintings of the Virgin Mary with the halo, and with all those girls being expected to give birth to their perfection through music, which is also kind of biblical since music was relevant enough to God for there to be an angelic choir. And a part of Satan's whole deal was his perfection, not only in beauty and wisdom, but in his voice. You know, like I vaguely recall that his vocal cords were special and he could sing with more than one voice at the same time or something, which would speak to the end of the movie, with the true perfection being the melding of Charlotte and Lizzie into one. You know, if you believe any of that religious stuff anyway. Not saying I do, just saying it is a thing you can draw parallels to. There's also something extra creepy about the obsession with perfect acoustics in a room where you rape people, because it's like needing the sound of your own moral failures to resonate around you. Now, there were things I could nitpick or overthink even more just for kicks. Like, you know, they said the girls had to get the tattoo before they could perform in the chapel, but it's intimated that they weren't sexually assaulted outside of the chapel. So what did Charlotte mean when she said she knew what Lizzie had to do to get that tattoo? Like, the setup with that was just unclear, because it came across like they were groomed for years before getting the tattoo, and if a part of that grooming was that they had to engage in sexual acts, then that would make sense. But if it was just that they had to work really hard at their craft to get the tattoo, which would then mean they were good enough, quote unquote, to rape, then having the tattoo would be an indictment of what was done to them, not of what they did to get it. Do you get what I'm saying? Also, the entire scheme was weird. Like, Charlotte knew she could influence Lizzie's thoughts while drugged, and we actively see her putting ideas into Lizzie's head, like when she says there are bugs in her vomit when there aren't. But I don't remember any point where she implanted the notion that something was wrong with Lizzie's arm, yet getting her to remove her arm was presented to us as the end goal. Like, that's why Charlotte took the meat cleaver, and why she was already looking up how to improvise a tourniquet long before Lizzie went full Tweety Bird. Like, she even explained afterward that she orchestrated it because it was the one thing she knew would make Anton turn Lizzie away, like if she couldn't play anymore. Except Lizzie hallucinated that something was wrong with her arm on her own. Charlotte only chimed in after the fact to suggest that something was inside of Lizzie that needed to come out, whatever. Was that on purpose? Like, did the filmmakers intentionally not have Charlotte say anything about the arm, so that when Lizzie started imagining it was fucked up, the audience would interpret it as a product of Lizzie's subconscious mind rather than Charlotte's manipulation? Or was it just an oversight? Like, because if Lizzie freaking out over her arm was set up as a subconscious realization that her talent had infected her life and had to go, then her getting over losing her arm as well as she did wouldn't seem quite as far-fetched as it was, and the rest of the movie would make more sense. What else? Like, the use of rap music as the violent rebel antithesis of classical music was kind of annoying on a personal level, but I take it less as the filmmakers trying to perpetuate that stereotype, and more as it being exactly the kind of stereotype Anton would subscribe to, so nothing would be more fitting than to play it before wrecking his shit. Whatever, none of this matters, okay? Overall, the perfection, I liked it. It was entertaining and a little off in a lot of good ways. Honestly, I think the Netflix film I've seen to date that's impressed me the most as a visual storyteller was Mother. But that's keeping in mind that there are so many Netflix movies I still haven't seen. Mother was just a film that left an imprint on me, and that's not common for movies in general. If you haven't watched it, watch it. That's Mother with Hilary Swank and the robot, not Mother with Jennifer Lawrence and the whatever the fuck was going on in that movie. Which I know what was going on in that movie, I'm just making a point. It was kind of out there. Anyway, I've had enough of this for the day, so I'm gonna scooch on out. and make myself some breakfast for lunch. A little bacon and French toast, some tea, maybe some hash browns. I don't know.